Hi everyone, Helena here, Kelly here. Welcome to Speaker Insight, where we help speakers, authors and coaches to build a business on your terms. Now, as you well know, the buzz in our business is always how we start this call, and we would love to know what the buzz is in your business. So do tell us below, because we do love a little bit of finding out what is actually happening in your business. The buzz in our business, hi everyone, I'm seeing you pop up loud and clear, how delicious. So the buzz in our business is we both actually had quite interesting weekends. I walked the Jurassic coastline, not all 93 miles of it, I will have you know, but World Heritage Site, and it was absolutely stunning and gorgeous. And I think I might be persuading our guide to make an online course. But hey, that's how it works. What about you?
And I'm completely zened because I've been on a 3-day meditation course with Will Williams Meditation. So again, another person that we'll be speaking to help him get his message out there to the world so the average person can meditate.
Which is really quite amazing. So both of us had exciting kind of personal bits of it, but in the buzz in our business as well. Our Connect and Create Day is pretty much over half full now. I think we've only got 7 spaces left, right?
We only put it up yesterday.
I know. It was like, oh, okay, good. That's wonderful. And
so wait. I'm putting the link to the Connect and Create Day, which is on the 10th of October.
Oh, yeah, good.
So we run them every couple of months. We run our first one a month ago, and it was a major success.
It really was.
So much so that the members there didn't actually want us to promote it to the group.
They were like, we're not giving you any testimonials. Yeah. No. Let's not do that.
So I've put the link to the Connection Hub, which is our group as well, because that's where you'll be able to find people that have been there and the event that we've created in there as well. But I've put the direct link. So come and join the Connection Hub if you're not in the Connection Hub.
Yeah, please do.
It's where all the activity happens, where all the connections happen.
And all the conversations.
But you can also check out the Connect and Create Day and grab one of those 7 spaces left.
Which would be really quite amazing, because we love meeting you in person and just actually seeing what you're up to. Now, the final bit of buzz in our business is that actually if you do come and join us in the Connection Hub, there are over 1,500 people now, which is really amazing. So given that, we kicked this off in January, we're feeling really pleased with just all the connections that are being made in there.
Yeah, it's been awesome. As I say, this is part of what we're talking about today is content, and the way that we've built our groups and our tribes and our followings have really been through Facebook Lives and content. So that's why we want to teach you today how to do it quite effortlessly.
Yeah. Bethan says it's frozen.
Oh, what's frozen?
Don't know. Maybe we are.
So let us know if anybody else has got us frozen. Just say the word frozen in the comments, and it might be your connection, but it's working on my end. Hey. Michaela or Jack or
Sarah,
whoever else is on, can you just give us a thumbs up if they're she was basically making her children's lunch, but that's great. Obviously,
okay, good.
It must be working.
It must be.
We'll carry on. If we get any feedback, guys, it is not. Oh, you're liquid here. You're live for me. Perfect. So
beautiful.
Move to a different part of the room, Beth.
Yeah. Find the Wi-Fi. So
we're talking about content, right? Content is kin. We know it's a well-known fact that the more content you get out there, the bigger the reach is, the more people get to engage with you, and that's what we want to teach you.
Yeah.
I don't want to teach you, though, to just be putting content out there for content's sake.
Oh, please no.
If you are putting your pictures of your breakfast up and you think that is strategic, or that's going to get engagement, or that's going to convert into things, then there might be a bit of a problem, right?
Sadly mistaken, sadly.
So what we want to do is actually give you a real strategic way to put some great content out there that's your authentic voice. A lot of people say, can I outsource my content, right? And that's one of the things that you can do to a level, and we're going to suggest some people that you might want to connect with to outsource to. But you don't ever want to outsource your voice.
Agreed.
Right? You don't want to outsource your message, because no one knows your stuff as well as you. So if you give that to a freelancer, they're not gonna.
I'm just laughing.
How good my breakfast.
So the power of your breakfast, Sarah. You realise that you are now actually going to go into the breakfast content challenge and see what happens there.
If you're a chef or you're in the food industry, then maybe if you're putting stuff up with your new green smoothie that day or whatever, that might be inspiring. But I see so many people put pointless bits of content up there.
Yeah.
And I think this is one of the things, right? There are probably about 3 things your content needs to be. 1, it needs to interrupt the noise that's out there. Okay, we are constantly bombarded by information all the time, whether it's devices, television, billboards, newspapers, we're constantly being shown stuff. So your content has to stand out from that stuff.
Agreed.
And most of the time, you need to interrupt people's patterns. So it needs to be like, they don't know that they're looking for your blog or your Facebook Live or whatever it is, but the title and the thing that you're putting out there has got to capture their attention. Think, oh, I didn't know I needed that on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
But just like you guys that have joined today,
Yeah.
it would have been like, oh, I know I've got something coming up to do, I need to do some marketing with, but I haven't got the time. This is what I need to do. Because the title is not something you were aware of, but subconsciously it was niggling away at you.
And it's also probably enticing. It has an aspirational feel to it in some way, shape or form.
Yeah. So think about how you're going to stand out, how it is meeting what people are subconsciously not looking for, but aware of, or what people are consciously looking for.
Yes.
So it's normally a titling thing, a positioning thing for your piece of content that captures their attention in their Facebook newsfeed, or in their email, that then goes, okay, I need to look at this.
And remember, it is, of course, always what they want, not necessarily what they need.
The next thing about marketing is it needs to be consistent, right? Yeah. So again, with us, our Facebook Lives are at 1 o'clock every Tuesday. We promote them always beforehand. We've got things that go out in the Connection Hub, which are consistent posts.
Yeah.
So it's not just about having consistent day and time that you do stuff. That's great if you want to get people here. You're my Tuesday lunchtime sanity.
Hey!
Jack says. So people start to schedule the lives into their diaries because they know that they're not going to change. Unless something had to happen and we have to change it for 1 week.
Yeah.
That's what happens. So, and I'm not just saying about consistency about time. It's also about consistency of your message.
Correct.
We've done so many Facebook Lives about what you're known and seen for and your key messaging and what your avatar's looking for.
Yeah.
And if people can see, and they go through your news feed and they can see what you've been posting about for the last 3 months, they'll see the consistent thing that comes up.
And they'll make up what you stand for. They will actually think of you as, the people that help. In our case, my hope is that you think of us as the people who help speakers, authors and coaches.
Yeah.
And you might not even get there, build a business on your terms, but definitely there's always useful stuff for me as a speaker, author or coach.
Jo says we're truly scheduled in her calendar too.
Hey!
So in that respect, it's thinking about the consistent messaging so that you're positioning yourself, you're known for things, and people think of you as the go-to person for that aspect.
Perfect.
So how is your message interrupting? How is your marketing interrupting people when they're looking at their newsfeed? How are you positioning yourself with consistent timing and consistent branding and consistent messaging? And also that third point is, how does it look? So people are also familiar with the colours, the fonts, the things, so that you're instantly recognisable, right? Even though they didn't look at the text, they'd be like, oh, that looks like Speaker Insights brands, or that looks like,
And a lot of that can actually, or does actually become very subconscious. So if we started doing something in, I don't know, bright pink, you'd probably all kind of question us.
Well, you'd look at it because it's different.
You definitely would. But
yeah.
If we did it consistently, it would be a little bit confusing, perhaps.
Yeah. So there are 3 things to make sure it's just a sense check for you for your marketing when you're doing it. Now, the biggest complaint, and this is why we're doing this Facebook Live for us, is people go, yeah, but I'm so busy running my business.
Yeah.
I can't find the time to market consistently.
Yeah.
So this is a technique that we've used with our clients, and I use quite a lot. And it's about repurposing your content. So we're a massive advocate of doing Facebook Lives, right?
Of course we are.
That's how we've really built our network over the last 10 months or so.
Yeah, that's our reputation piece.
By putting our stuff out there and getting known for what we've done and reaching out and helping people. Now, if we encourage you to do a Facebook Live every month, every week, and that doesn't, ours are we actually break our own rules, right? We normally say to people, your Facebook Live should be about 10, 15, 20 minutes,
20 minutes.
Max. Because people haven't always got a lot of time to sit down and watch half an hour to an hour's worth.
Especially because we're doing a lunchtime. It's like, lunchtime learn, 30 minutes,
Yeah, and we do attempt to keep ours.
We try. We really try.
But we've got a lot of stuff to say. say. Anyway, most people watch ours on the catch-up.
Yeah.
So we do know that. But if you keep yours to a snippet of sort of 10 to 15 minutes, then you're getting enough information across to do a teach and demonstrate your expertise, but not too much that they're thinking, oh God, I haven't got the time to sit down and watch this.
Yeah.
So if you schedule that in for the same time every week, and I'll put a link in the comments in a minute on our video about how to get the confidence to do Facebook Lives, because we've done that a while ago. So people then feel like they've got the ability to know how to do the tech, and they're not getting in their own way and say, oh, I can't do Facebook Lives, right? I know we get
several people actually ended up doing a Facebook Live on the back of that particular training, and they were like, oh, it's not as bad as I thought. I can actually do it in that way. So we really are encouraging you.
Yeah, I'm just reading. Amy says, you guys make my Tuesday morning pretty awesome. Thanks for the continuing encouragement. And Joe says, as a viewer, when the quality of the live is as good as yours, then it's worth the longer time investment. Oh, we're loving the love.
I'm loving the love a lot. Now, here's the thing. You don't need to spend hours and hours, with a 30-minute live, you can get about 15 bits of information or, bits of content that you can actually put out there. So as Kelly says, we are big advocates of one Facebook Live gets you your content for the week, if not a little bit longer. Across
all your platforms, because Misty's saying here, have we done our LinkedIn Lives? We haven't actually, Misty, because a while back we were saying that we know that speakers, authors and coaches, the majority of places we find our avatars on Facebook. Yeah. So our focus for 2018 was to nail Facebook as our number one platform. We don't have anything going out on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter. Anything else as our... We will have as
We've secured, obviously,
all our names and our usernames and stuff. Yeah. But we're not putting content out there at the moment because we want to really understand our Facebook group and our pages and our platform and nail that. Yeah. And then once we've got that going, then we can branch Monkey. Then we're going to branch out to that. But LinkedIn is obviously they're doing lives now. It's another platform. If your avatar is predominantly on LinkedIn, then do the same technique that we're talking today.
But do it over there.
Do your weekly thing on LinkedIn and then repurpose that 15-20 minute live into these 15 bits of content that we're going to talk you through.
Yeah. And remember, there is a time limit, so you may not be able to do as long a live, so you might need to plan a little bit more for the LinkedIn lives that you do. So 10 minutes sort of snippets. Now, what we're saying is that if you do one Facebook Live per week, what that actually means is that you have a way to actually build the connection with your audience. Because at the beginning of the month, if you plan the 4 Facebook Lives or 5 in the months that have them, then you can actually start to schedule those in and begin to get the content flowing in a way that actually works. So we, for example, know, in fact, Kelly's just put it up, I think, know that the how to do Facebook Lives was something that came up probably, 20 weeks ago or something, quite a long time ago. But we knew that was something that people wanted. But now, because we're doing this content, we can link the two together as well and kind of remind people in that way. Now, the thing about this is the thing that you speak about in your live can then be repurposed, and you don't have to outsource it to others to actually get that done. You can literally be present across all of the platforms that you are present on by repurposing the one live into several different types of content. So it starts off as a video and an audio, and it'll split out. Kelly's about to talk you through how you can do this. Split out into, memes, sentences, audios, videos. You can strip out so much of it that you can then sort of place strategically on the right platform for the right people with the right message. Yeah.
So I've just put the link, guys, to a document that we've put together called our repurposing chart. So it's a Dropbox link in there. So if you just click on that, you can either look at that while I'm going through these steps, or you can look at it afterwards. And obviously, if you're watching this on the catch-up, it's still available for you. And if you've got any questions...
Maybe even pause right now, go download it, and then kind of come back.
But let me talk you through this chart that we put together. And this is really... I've been working on this way with my clients for... probably about a year now on this using this methodology, and it works an absolute dream as a time saver, a way that you maintain your voice and your message is authentically you, and also you're leveraging your time, so you're getting across all those platforms with the same piece of content. Yeah. So let's go through this. So you've got your, say, 15-20 minute live that you've done on whatever platform that might be, on LinkedIn, or it might be shorter if it's LinkedIn or Facebook. And go back. We always say to do your Facebook lives on your page.
Yes.
So that people can share them. If you do your Facebook live in your group, people cannot share that outside of the group. So people go, oh, I know somebody that needs to watch this. But you want to do it on your page, and then you share the Facebook live into your group. But that we've done that on.
So watch the other one.
Yeah, one of the other Facebook lives. Go to our recordings. So the first thing you want to do is
22.
You want to get that Facebook live transcribed. So we get ours done by our VA, who basically goes through it and transcribes it for us.
Magic Mel.
Yes. So there are services you can use, rev.com, rev.com, who can transcribe for you. Yeah. And what Rev can also do is when you see some Facebook lives and you're watching the catch up, you can sometimes have the fact that they've got subtitles at the bottom.
Yeah, the captions that are in there.
So that actually is great. It actually, if you have the captions or the subtitles at the bottom, it normally increases people's viewing by about 30%. Yeah. Because some people actually just want to be at office when they're supposed to be working and they'll just be watching it and not listening to it. Exactly. So it helps people to engage with your content if you have that. If you're using the service like rev.com, don't make the mistake and choose subtitles. Yeah. Make sure you choose captions. Because the captions give you the words below the screen. If you choose subtitles, that's what they use for translation. Yeah. So just a little tip there. But we actually get our VA to transcribe for us in blog format, and she also does it in SRT format, which is basically what you use for the captions to actually come up on the screen. So it depends on what you want to do, but that transcription in itself can be converted into a blog that you put on your website, or I'd highly recommend you use external blogging sites like medium.com. It's an awesome site. So you can actually sign up for them for free and start putting your transcriptions. You might have to take the ums and the ahs and make it a little bit more like you've written
streamlined and kind of written. Yeah,
and then you upload it to those sites. So if you've got a website, you always want to have new content going on your website, so it doesn't class as a static website where it's just got your standard tabs and no new information goes on there. The more new content you put on there, the more the spiders in the SEO, and I'm not going to go too technical.
I wasn't going to mention the spiders, and there you were thinking. I was just sat here thinking about different words for the spiders. The little Google spiders, they go and look for content, and new content always shows up in this way. So ignore us.
Your website will show more frequently on SEO if it's got new content on there on a regular basis. So put it on your website, and also use your blog to reach more people on sites like Medium. Yeah. So that's the first bit of content you get from that Facebook Live, is you download the transcription. You turn it into a blog. The next thing you want to do is you can actually go through your transcription and actually highlight 3 to 10 quotes that are standalone quotes that, one of the ones that might come from today is that it's important for your marketing to be consistent, right? So that might be the standalone quote that we actually do. You can then transform those quotes into what we call memes. And memes is a bit of text with a picture behind it. So you'll see them in the Connection Hub. We put them up quite a lot. And we use canva.com, which is, again, a free, one of the tools that I couldn't live without, I don't think.
I agree. Design tool extraordinaire.
So you can create those 3 to 10 quotes from this Facebook Live as memes. Now they can go out across your groups, your pages, your Instagrams, your LinkedIn, all the various different places that you're at, because like Instagram is meme crazy. It loves memes. So if you can actually create them, you've got content for the next, if you get 3 to 10, you've got content for the next couple of weeks from just one Facebook Live. So at the moment, you've got your captions for your Facebook Live, you've got your blog transcribed, and you've got some 3 to 10 quotable memes that have come from the text.
Which means you can also use those memes to refer people back to the live that you did in some way, right?
Amy loves Canva. It's easy to use and you can personalize everything. Branding, I love it. It's a dream. So the next thing what you want to do is when you've got your Facebook Live and you go to the page that you've actually created it on, you can download the video itself. If it's yours, you can download it as an MP4 file. Now what you can then do with that MP4 file is upload that 15-20 minute full Facebook Live to your YouTube channel.
Yay!
Right? So you've got content on a platform that you're not doing too much on, but you want to be on YouTube for people to find you, SEO, and it's still a platform that people are starting to forget. But there's a member
it's still a massive search engine.
There's a member in the Connection Hub, Amy Montgomery, and she basically is taking home thousands of pounds a year on just from her YouTube channel. Yeah. So I think she just went over 10,000 subscribers at the beginning of the year and stuff like that. So it's as long as you don't have to think about what's really strategically you want to be doing about it. Yeah. It's at least putting your footprint up there by just repurposing your content.
And the thing about the strategic bit is that you've already been strategic in planning the Facebook Lives in and of itself. You've got your 4 for the month, you know what you're talking about, and there will be a golden thread in all of what you do, because all of your lives are going to be centered around you sharing your expertise. So there's going to be a you styleness to the YouTube channel that you have, even if you do nothing else with it. At least you've got a presence, so that when you decide that it's time to actually start using that as a channel and really focus on it, you've already got historic bits in there. But I'll talk more about that in a minute.
And Jo says one of her clients' main way of getting new clients can work really well with YouTube. So it's definitely something that people forget. Yeah. But you don't have to do too much of a strategy there. Just show up, make sure you're tagging your videos with the relevant content, and bring them back to where you want them to be. Is it your Facebook group? Is it your website? Is it lead gen? Put all those URLs in the YouTube description. Yeah. So we've got those bits of content. The next thing you want to do is go through your video and actually go, have I got 2 60-second clips from that 15-20 minute
Where
live?
was the really juicy bit?
Yeah. Where was the bit that actually... You're not going to be able to teach too much in 60 seconds, but you can pique people's interest in what you're saying, right? So if it's that, you listen to your live and go, actually, that's a good 60-second clip, you can actually extract that part from your downloaded video that you've got and just create a mini video on it. Yeah. And that's why we love Instagram stories, which have the 60-second, that you can only upload 1 minute's worth of video. So you want to download these little bite-sized pieces, and they can go in LinkedIn. They can be uploaded because they're small enough to be an uploaded video file in LinkedIn. Mm-hmm. And we love them for Instagram stories. Yeah. So all you're doing is you're downloading little extracts of your video to tease people to come and watch the full live. Right?
It might be the aha, it might be something that you say or do very often that you recommend to people. Yeah. Anything that will add a little bit of intrigue, value, or, sort of almost might open up people's eyes to something.
Yeah. And if you are going to be doing this work yourself, you don't have to outsource this. You will need some form of video editing software to extract those 60-second clips. Yeah. So personally, I use Camtasia. I'll put the link in after we finish the live. Yeah,
and I'm using Screencast-O-Matic when I'm at home. Yeah. So,
and if you've got a Mac, which all good people have a Mac,
you see, honestly,
then you've got iMovie already on there for free, which you can do this sort of stuff on. Amy's just asked if we tried the Instagram TV. It's like YouTube and Instagram, and it makes your own channel. Yeah, Michelle Carville has been talking quite a lot about this on her social media. Social Souls. Again, Amy, because we're not doing anything on any other platforms, we're not trying it out ourselves until we've nailed Facebook. But it's definitely on there. We're watching people, and people that we are managing are using Instagram. And Instagram TV is like, I love what you can do with it, with the tagging and just the. I think it's really.
There's a lot going on in there.
So the main thing is we're always going to say this. Yeah. It's always about your avatar.
Your avatar.
Where is your avatar hanging out? And if it is in Instagram more than Facebook, then we've got to think about a social media strategy for you on that platform. Yeah. So we have got so far transcription. Hurrah. So we've got the captions that are going onto your Facebook Live. We've got that turned into a blog. It's on your website, it's on Medium. We've got 3 to 10 quotes that have come out as memes that we're putting across all different social media platforms. We've got the full downloaded video on your YouTube channel. Yeah. And then we've got 2 or 3 60-second clips of the video that are going on Instagram stories, LinkedIn, could even go on to your page to encourage them to watch the full live, okay? Yeah. Now, the last bit of this...
one more
bit to go, is have you got a podcast? Because what you can do in Camtasia and all these different editing software that we've been talking about, I know Jack's saying she uses Camtasia too, is you can extract just the audio from your live and then you can put that up on your podcast channel. Okay, so we've got podcasts are really taking off. They have been over the last couple of years, but I think with the way people commute now and they want to listen to things that they don't need the internet for, or they just want to hear things rather than watch things, podcasts is the way forward. And we've put in the Connection Hub, we've got a file in there which basically shows you all the top podcasts out there and how to contact those people to get on their channels. So another reason to be in the Connection Hub if you're not in there.
Just another one, which is really good. Now, there are some key things that you need to remember when you are doing all of this. So for example, when you're repurposing something, so is the title of, let's say you've turned it into a blog, it might actually be, does the title that worked for the Facebook Live work as the title that is for the blog? Or particularly if you're actually pulling out 2 or 3 snippets, does the title for that snippet need to change from what the actual larger piece was? So be aware of your titles, remembering what we said earlier on about it being engaging and intriguing and what they want, and interrupting people, which is what we want. So just double check your titles, which really is an important thing. And we talked about hashtags already in terms of Instagram. Make sure you've got your hashtags, sorted if you are actually going to be doing that. So if there's a key theme that's actually running through this month's Facebook Lives for you, that might actually be a very, very prominent hashtag for you. So it makes sense.
Yeah, especially trending stuff. Like at the time when you're actually, because what we're encouraging you to do is do your Facebook Lives, but then schedule all of the content that comes out of it for maybe the week after.
Exactly.
So you're not then just doing it
it's not all in one go and it's like, oh my God, I wish that woman would shut up about that thing, right?
But if you know that there's something going on this month, and we do this, right, we go, okay, what's the national days? And I think in the Connection Hub this week, we had Read a Book Day, we had various things go on. Yesterday was National Suicide Prevention Day.
Do you know what today is? Kelly's already managed to make this one. I have too. I'm pleased to say today is National Make Your Bed Day. Have you all made your beds?
I mean, there are some really pointless national days. But think about what is it that you could do your lives on. Have a look. There is, I'll find the calendar that I look at. It's a National Day calendar that tells you what's going on. I'll put it in the link of the comments. But just do a sense check at the beginning of the month. Is there something I should be jumping on that hashtag as a bandwagon so that my stuff gets seen by more people?
Correct.
But is there a... only one day a year, Misty says. You should make our bed every day. But is there something you want to be known for as a hashtag, right? Is that part of your branding strategy? So there's a few things that you need to... I need a session on hashtags. I don't know how to use them properly. Right. Okay. We're putting that in the list of Facebook Lives. We might get someone like Michelle to come on and talk about that strategy with us.
That would be a good thing to do.
Awesome.
Right. Okay. So remember, things to remember. Remembering to change the titles where and when relevant and appropriate. The second thing is using the hashtags appropriately or learning how to use them appropriately. The third thing is to ensure, and we have sort of talked about this as well, is to ensure that your channels are all branded. The platforms that you're using are all branded the same so that we've got that same look and feel.
Just like we said, the 3 things to remember about your marketing. The third one was about consistent branding, so you're instantly recognizable.
Yeah. And for those of you that kind of got really piqued by Joe's comment about, lots of money to be made on YouTube, you can create playlists inside YouTube. So it's kind of like taking your key themes. So for example, let's say you do a series of interviews. You could actually put those under the actual playlist and category of interviews and so on. So that actually makes you more easy to find, and it also makes it easier for people to point people in the right direction. A bit like we've got our directory inside the Connection Hub of all the Facebook Lives that we've actually done. It just makes it easier for people, and anything you can do that makes it easy for people means that they're more likely to stick around with you. The other thing from me in terms of what to remember is definitely to look for opportunities to actually share whatever formats it's in. So let's say you have turned your Facebook Live into a blog. Could you actually get that in as a guest blog somewhere else? Could you actually...
At the Connect and Create Day a couple of weeks ago, there was, I think it was Judith, wasn't it?
It was.
Who has been putting her blog out. Not that long, for a few months consistently every week. And
Tuesdays.
Just now, that week, she's been asked to do a guest blog, get paid for it on somebody else's site because they've been seeing the consistency of her message and that she's a real expert in what she does. So,
what's not to love about that? I mean, if
looking-
you think about it, you did a Facebook Live, you've had it transcribed, you've done very little on that one, you put it out on your blog, and a little while later, something magical happens. I mean, I actually know of somebody, so I'm going to digress a moment, but I actually know of someone who was doing exactly that. He has a deep love for all things Japan, and really is an ex-journalist, ex-BBC journalist, who eventually, because he was consistently 10 o'clock on a Tuesday must be a popular day, 10 o'clock on a Tuesday would put out his blog about what was going on in the news and what the Japanese perspective might actually be. He got approached by Penguin to actually write the definitive book on that.
Wow.
As a result of it. Like, what's not to love about that, right? So this is what we're saying. It's actually easier to repurpose your content than have to think up more of it. And that's really the encouragement that we're making. And of course, if you need it, you can get help, right? You can outsource some of this, you can give it to a VA. It might actually be a technical VA that you actually need in order to do this. And
so let's just qualify what that tech VA is, because I know that it's a new terminology that I've been using for the last year or so, because there are VAs out there that traditionally we know will manage your diaries and your travel and just be a secretary, really.
Yeah.
And then this new breed of VAs was created where people actually goes, can you actually upload the blogs to my WordPress website?
Yeah.
Can you schedule my social media posts? Could you edit this video? Could you create that lead page? So all the techie stuff that I love,
yeah.
And all the stuff that
I do
you
too.
Yeah,
I do too.
That speakers, authors, and coaches traditionally hate,
Yeah.
right? Because it's just bitty
and
detailed.
complex and just feels a little bit like, whoa, I don't do that stuff.
Yeah. So these tech VAs will do your diary management and all the standard stuff, but they're also there to be able to help you with the technical side of social media and marketing as well. So maybe if you're looking for a VA, that's a good search term to look for, is tech VAs. But yeah, you can do, when you've downloaded this repurpose chart, you can do all of this stuff yourself.
Yeah,
right?
Completely agree. And it might actually mean that you need to dedicate a little bit of time and effort into learning exactly what to do. But I promise you, scheduling one day a month to actually create the content out of that Facebook Live. So you do the Facebook Live, you actually schedule a day, you extract all of the things. That can be done in about half a day once you've got it down to a fine art. And then you schedule things. That's a day and a half out of your business that basically means the month is sorted. And you can focus on doing the things that you are really good at and sharing your expertise out in the world, as well as going out and creating the business that you want.
It allows you to be spontaneous with your marketing. So all you're doing in the week is responding to things, comments, and maybe you see things and you just want to have a spontaneous little video clip or take a picture of something.
I'm about to put one into the Changemaker group, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, well, for those of you who are change makers in here, watch out for a challenge. I'm setting you in a moment. It was on the back of a lorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll put the link to the Changemaker Central membership site if you're not in there, so you can join this. But it means that your consistent stuff is scheduled.
Yeah.
So you can then just rock up and be who you want to be in the moment, but you know that your standard stuff is done.
Yeah, exactly. Now, it would be remiss of me, particularly wearing kind of my workshops that work hat, so it would be really remiss of me to actually not say this. There are other bits of repurposing you could do. So doing what we've just said, using the chart, you can absolutely do this. However, repurposing goes across all of what you do. So whatever is in your product range, for those of you that watched last week's Facebook Live, having that user journey actually works. Most people in here will have done a workshop, or I delivered a workshop or a talk of some kind. Actually doing the same thing with it, getting that transcribed, then allows you to open up all sorts of other things. Again, you can repurpose some of it the way that Kelly's just been talking about, but you can also start to, for those of you that are making excuses, for the coaches and speakers in here who are going, I don't have a book and it'll take far too long and blah, 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 blah. That's rubbish, because actually get your workshop transcribed, and the chances are that the core concepts that you teach and you talk about, actually repurposed, rejigged around a little bit, will get you starting writing that book. So no excuses there.
And if you've got a book, this is one of Helena's skills, right?
Yeah.
She runs workshops that work, which is a concept Where if you've already got a book or a concept or even a keynote, she will transform that into a workshop for you, right? So
because they go the same way around, because actually, and this is why we constantly talk about, if you know your avatar really, really well, then you've produced a product range that is right for your avatar, which means that all of what you talk about makes sense at some level or at some stage for your audience. And what that means is anything you deliver can be repackaged into a different format that allows people because people have different learning styles, to consume it in the way that they want to consume it, which of course for you
getting
means
a lot of love for that.
Oh, am I? Yeah. Good. I'm delighted. Yay! I love a lot of love. But for you, what that means is you're increasing your reach, you're increasing your impact, you're increasing your influence, and of course, hopefully, your income as well. So I can't say enough how much you are probably underestimating what content you've already got that could be repurposed, right?
Right, I'm 35, right? We've gone over
we're
again.
done.
So, this is your call to action, right? I want you to sit down and go, what are the next 4 Facebook Lives you're going to do? Get committed, 1 a week, same time. What are the topics? Look at what's trending.
Put the titles in below.
Yeah, think about it. Just plan it out today. What are they going to be, and commit to them. Then I need you to think about, are you going to do this repurposing work yourself?
Yes.
Are you going to give it a go to see how hard it is, use the tech, get your head around it, how much time is it going to take you?
And allow yourself to be a beginner, no judgments.
Sarah says, can't wait to start marketing, look at my breakfast.
I was waiting on that.
So that's the first thing to do. Get committed and then work out, are you going to do this yourself? If it is, then start testing out the tech and get used to it. If it isn't, then work out who do you know that's a content manager that can actually repurpose this stuff for you. When we repurpose this into the Connection Hub, I'm going to tag 3 people that I've used or work with who I know do it for me and have done it for me before, so that you can actually have conversations with them about, well, what's the commitment? How much time does it take you? How much is it going to cost me? Because it's so worth having this standard foundational amount of scheduled content going out there, which is your message, your voice, what you want to put out there in your style, but just getting your stuff across those platforms and being consistent with it. So that's your call to action for today. I will introduce you to some of the people in the comments when I put it into the Facebook thing. Great training as always. Thanks so much. No worries. Awesome. Have a great week, everyone, and we will see you next Tuesday. Remember to book for the Connect and Create if you haven't booked your place on for
only 7 left.
October. It will be gone in the next 48 hours.
It truly will. See you soon.
Have a great one.
Take care. Bye.